Chapter 2 of the Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest manga, let's talk about it. This is the chapter that's going to put everything into motion and let us know what kind of danger we can anticipate in the future, and let me tell you, it's danger you don't want to be a part of. We begin the chapter with Natsu and everyone questioning this dragon who's given out the 100-year quest, and Urza would like to know if this place is supposed to be a mage guild. If it's a mage guild, then where the fuck is the whole guild at? It's just this big ass dragon here. Syria explains that all the humans who were once part of the guild have grown old and passed away, leaving only him as the sole remaining member. Over time, new guilds opened up and the younger generations chose to join these newer guilds, leaving the first guild ever behind and forgotten in the past. Syria is now all alone. Then, Natsu and Wendy's sharp sense of smell as dragon slayers detect a distinct scent coming from the dragon in front of them. They come to the conclusion that he's actually a human. Instantly, we see this dragon take form of their human form, and to no surprise, it's just as I said last chapter review, that this dragon is the same old dude we seen at the beginning of the first chapter. Let me have this one, guys, alright? Now, with a clear view, we can see Syria, the founder of all mage guilds and the original master of Manga Dragon. Despite being over 100 years old, he still maintains the same exact appearance as we saw him in the year X633, and this dude immediately starts on some bullshit. While addressing everyone, Syria starts teleporting around the room, sharing his story. And I'm talking about constantly teleporting. He begins by drawing a parallel between himself and Acnologia, admitting their similarities. He reveals that the immense power of Dragon Slayer magic eventually caught up with him, resulting in his transformation into a dragon. Syria is a self-taught Dragon Slayer who learned the magic on his own, driven by his ultimate goal of defeating dragons. This leads me to what I was originally thinking. It wasn't humans who caused the destruction of mages or the burning of villages in the first chapter. It's clear to me now that dragons were the true threats behind the suffering of that village and the people there. The dragons gotta be the ones responsible, and I'm sure they didn't stop at just what we saw for that one village. He keeps teleporting, and from the serious nature tone I imagine him in, it all changes to a perv just like that when he teleports himself in between Lucy's boobs on purpose after seeing she's a young, attractive woman. Now, I don't really care for this type of humor, but what does get me is a moment later, Natsu, without thinking, of course, and without any bad intentions, just wants to remove this pervert old man from Lucy's boobs. So without hesitation, he reaches his hands in anger to get rid of the old man, but the old man has disappeared again once more. I get the good gesture, Natsu, but you got Lucy fucked up right now. Moving on though, Syria remembers the time when Guildarts, along with numerous others, attempted to undertake his challenging quest, but none of them ever returned, displaying the immense difficulty of the task. Natsu interrupts to inform Syria that although Guildarts didn't come back to this guild having accomplished the mission, he assured him that Guildarts is still alive. Syria acknowledges Natsu's statement and reveals that Guildarts is the first person to have returned alive, period. However, he still ended up severely injured with missing limbs and internal damage to his organs. Syria proceeds to question Natsu and the rest of the group if they truly possess the capabilities to handle the task at hand. As expected in Fairy Tail, everyone responds with a confident smile, and Gray says, "Well, we're here, aren't we?" Now let's shift our focus to the Fairy Tail Guild. Juvia, who's just consumed by sadness over Gray, is now determined to go on a journey to locate and safeguard Gray, no matter where he is. This is where some funny shit comes into play. Toka, the girl who has a crush on Natsu, starts teasing and taunting Juvia. With a mocking tone, she asks Juvia, "Can't you just have faith and patiently wait for the return of your beloved?" This strikes a chord with Juvia instantly. Toka starts going on about believing in her dear Natsu, until Juvia tries to get in her head by pointing out the amount of women surrounded by Natsu, like Urza, Lucy, Lizana. Lizana isn't even currently with him and still got her name dropped. Toka and Juvia engage in a game where they try to provoke each other by mentioning multiple women who surround their love interest. So Toka mentions names like Ud, Ultir, Kana, Briar, Urza, and other women associated with Gray. This confrontation really reminds me of the stupid, funny fights between Natsu and Gray where they're at the guild, but instead of Natsu and Gray, it's between the lovers of Natsu and Gray. This ongoing rivalry between Toka and Juvia could suggest that they might develop a close bond in the future. You know how it is at Fairy Tail. As the story progresses, back to Manga Dragon where the old man presents to Natsu and the others the contract. This contract prohibits them from ever disclosing any information about their current quest to anyone. This explains why Guildarts refrained from discussing the matter with Natsu during their previous conversation in the last chapter. The contract specifies that neither the client nor the Magic Council will be held responsible, even in the event of death. Lucy, feeling anxious and hesitant about accepting the quest, finds herself in a state of nervousness and sweating. She starts questioning her decision before even going on the journey. Her mindset quickly shifts though when a conversation she had with Virgo a week earlier comes rushing back to her. During that conversation, Virgo reveals a premonition she had about Lucy's reunion with someone significant upon arriving in the land of Jiltana. This sparks a glimmer of hope within Lucy, considering that the person she is destined to reunite with has to be Aquarius. Lucy had lost Aquarius's key during her intense battle in Tartarus, and ever since then, she has swore to find it again. And God, I hope she finds it soon. I gotta see how Aquarius' relationship with Lucy is gonna be nowadays. It wasn't bad, but I just wanna see how it is after the sacrifice. With this memory of the conversation, Lucy finds the courage and the determination she needs to overcome her doubts and fear. It strengthens her resolve to move forward and face the challenges ahead, leading her to sign the contract with confidence and push ahead with the quest. The group's mission is to seal 5 dragons, known as the Jiltana Holy Penadrakes. These dragons are crowned gods and possess destructive power on par with Acnologia. The old man taught himself Dragon Slayer magic to defeat these dragons, so the group understands the difficulty of their task and prepare to face the challenge of sealing these powerful dragons. It's not going to be easy considering the challenges they had to go through with Acnologia, one dragon. Oh man, he was a pain in the ass. It also makes me wonder why it needs to be kept so secretive. You'd think he would want to get the word out to the strongest in the world to get rid of these dragons. I wonder what's the reason for keeping this such a shush mission. Maybe he's scared the dragons hear word of it and all come to him at once to take him out. That's what I'm gonna go with for now. Natsu easily accepts and is fired up to kill some dragons, the ultimate challenge ahead of him and friends. Everyone struggled so hard with Acnologia at one point. This quest better pay really well. Come to think of it, I wonder what he could possibly be offering for a reward. He didn't mention it this chapter. Is it just a ton of gold or a really special item? I'll sit with that on my mind. That's the end of the chapter though. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, sub, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna see you on the next one.